Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. We're on day 23 of the government shutdown. Time and money are dwindling for families on food stamps. Healthcare costs are skyrocketing for millions of Americans, and Donald Trump is tearing down the White House. There it is, gone. The entire east wing of the White House is now gone, irreparably, forever, permanently. There's not a lot any commentator can really add to this imagery. It's exactly what it looks like. Physical manifestation of what Donald Trump is doing to this country, where piles of debris now stand. Tourists and school kids and dignitaries from around the world entered for public tours and state dinners. The East Wing is where every first lady since Eleanor Roosevelt has maintained an office, along with the White House social and military staff. As political operative Rick Wilson put it, the East Wing was, quote, where letters are answered and tours are staged, where holiday cards go from proofs to envelopes, where military families with tight smiles and damp eyes wait to meet a president who will say, "We remember." All gone now, literally destroyed, all to build a gilded ballroom that nobody asked for. It is planned to be nearly twice the size of the entire actual White House. He is doing it all without a scintilla of congressional approval or appropriation or anything. Now, this all started over the summer. At first, Trump said the project wouldn't touch the existing structure, and it would cost $200 million to be funded by his private donors, including Comcast, the parent company of this very network. Then earlier this week, it was suddenly up to $250 million, and yesterday Trump revealed the project was going to cost even more, $300 million, and then this evening he jacked up the cost again, and we're now at $350 million.
And I'll tell you what, it's really an honor to add that great ballroom to the structures in Washington. It's going to be one of the great ballrooms of the world, and I think it's going to be something you're all going to be very proud of. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. That's an interior of the ballroom, and it's the highest level.
Have you raised the full $300 million needed to fund your ballroom, and how much specifically are you donating to this construction project?
I think $350 million.
He's a builder at heart, clearly, and so his heart and his mind is always churning about how to improve things here on the White House grounds. But at this moment in time, of course, the ballroom is really the president's main priority.
Yes, a builder at heart. Do you remember just like a few weeks ago when he went to the Fed to try to browbeat Jerome Powell over cost overruns for a Fed renovation and misread the spreadsheet in front of him? This builder at heart is demolishing not one of his properties, which he can do, if you get the right legal say-so, but the People's House without the authorization of the People's Congress during a shutdown where more than 1 million federal workers are missing their salaries. He didn't consult with historical conservationists or permitting authorities, which, of course, is Donald Trump's MO, skipping over the necessary checks and balances and pretending the rules do not apply to him. So here's a question to ask yourself. What's to stop Donald Trump from tearing down the entire White House? Or every monument in Washington, replacing it with one to himself? According to a spokeswoman, nothing.
Can the president tear down anything he wants without oversight? Could he demolish this building or, say, the Jefferson Memorial?
Can any president do such a thing to the White House grounds? There have been many presidents in the past who have made their mark on this beautiful White House complex.
So it sounds like the answer is yes, he can tear down whatever he wants. And then secondly,
that's not what we're saying. That's a legal opinion that's been held for many years.
Really? That's a legal opinion that's been held for many years? People are all finding this rightly shocking. The YouGov Snap poll taken back on Tuesday, when the East Wing still existed mostly intact, no longer, shows 53% of respondents disapprove of Trump's demolition, more than double the 23% who approve. And if you look at that and ask yourself, well, how are 23% of Americans for this? Well, it's entirely possible they are watching Fox.
And this isn't the first time that the White House has had work done. Go back to 1902. Teddy Roosevelt added the whole West Wing. 1909, Taft added the Oval Office. 33, FDR installed a swimming pool. 52, Truman gutted the entire inside of the White House and added a bowling alley. And then in 2009, outside, President Obama added a basketball court.
Ah, yes, the Obama basketball court. They're talking about how President Obama had the White House tennis court adapted, not changed or removed, so it could be used for full court basketball games as well. The court was used to host championship teams, distinguished visitors, wounded warriors. I even played there. R&M, those really long blue shorts. It was awesome. The whole thing drove the right insane. They said the president was ignoring real problems to focus on hoops. Even a real estate guy at the time had thoughts about it.
He said he has no control over prices, which he does if he gets on the phone or gets off his basketball court or whatever he's doing at the time. I mean, he should be focused on OPEC and getting those prices down.
Oh, it was a terrible thing back then. Now it's a rationale for Trump to level the East Wing. Obama built stuff too. Right. Did these things look remotely the same to you? Converting the court, tennis court, into a basketball court? Demolishing the East Wing of the White House? Of course they don't. That's the only kind of spin that Trump knows. Today, the White House unveiled a website to normalize what it called the East Wing expansion, sort of a typically bizarrely trollish document, if you can call it that, complete with a timeline of major events at the White House that includes randomly a picture of Barack Obama in a turban, which was like famously a part of this whole racist email forward back in 2007-8. It's got a malicious, evidence-free claim about Hunter Biden, a dig at Joe Biden for welcoming trans people to the White House. All of this just like middle finger to all of you stuff to justify creating a gaping hole in the White House grounds, the likes of which no one has seen literally since the British burned it to the ground more than 200 years ago. And the thing about this is, boy, I think about this a lot. It is genuinely hard to conceptualize in concrete terms what Donald Trump is doing to the Department of Justice and to Congress and the economy and immigration policy and the Constitution. Even if you're paying attention constantly, as I am, this, everybody gets on a visceral level. Trump's tearing it down. He's inflicting permanent damage. It's gone now. Like, the East Wing stood there, and it stood there for 100 years, and now it's gone. And that damage to buildings and institutions can't be undone. And it gave me the same feeling I had when I watched the Cathedral of Notre Dame in Paris burn in 2019. There is something so arresting and upsetting about this kind of imagery, that feeling of helplessness, watching something that felt like it belonged to everyone just burn down and being powerless to do anything to save it. But the Notre Dame fire was an accident. The demolition of the East Wing is not. It's just another willful act of destruction by Donald Trump.